Hi.
Hi,
Welcome back for the second episode
episode 2.
of School of Thought. Yeah, we are here with interesting convo. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, children are coming home anytime now.
Yes.
If some are not already home
Holiday
anyway.
season, yes.
No,
The
holiday
P7s
season,
at
yeah.
home, I think.
S4s are
Some
at
S4s
home,
at home, yeah.
and they must be having like a blast. This is what they've been looking forward to from January
Yeah,
this year.
the longest holiday.
Yeah, this very long, nice holiday, Christmas.
Yes.
So
Vacation.
vacay. Are you part of the children who came home from school, like really coming home from school, boarding, or just stopped going to school every day schooler?
Hey, yes. I was in boarding. That is high school. And of course, holiday time was massive. So much so that we had Jiromo. I don't know if that is still a thing. You'd save up your kamane
And your little girl.
and your little grabs, and on that last day, you max out.
You close school.
It's like a party.
The final ending.
Yes, it's like a party. So, looked forward to holiday, and of course, unfortunately, you'd be there serving your kamane, then you check in the case that it's not there. So but anyway, holiday is a fun time, and I know there are those who are looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are those who don't. Yeah, I don't know if there are
They
those
could
who
be
don't.
there,
They could
different
be.
reasons.
Yes.
But mostly it's such a great feeling
It's
to
a joy,
finally
yes.
have finished a season, because now
season.
you're going to the next class. For the S4s, you're now an HSC student. You're upgrading. P7, you're no longer in.
Yeah, we've
You're
seen
going
the
to
clips.
boarding.
The children are throwing their sets. I don't know if the
Campus divider is no longer.
The Form 4s were there, Maybe I remember there was a time when the thing of writing on your shirt was a thing.
Was a thing. My brother came home.
Autograph.
My brother came home with a shirt fully signed. Don't forget. I don't think that's what was on it. He was wearing a sweater to hide it, but it had memories. I actually also still have.
You also have yours.
I'm a keeper. I still have my shirt, the one which was not very, which didn't have to continue to S5.
To S5, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Signed and stamped.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. It's exciting stuff, and I'm pretty sure the children are ready.
Yeah.
Are the parents ready?
I wonder. Are they ready to be maxed out in the bread area? In the kitchen. Just to
In
be
the kitchen, we have
clearing
now
and forwarding.
a couple of teenagers who are back, and the loaves of bread have to be 5, the liters of milk have to be 6, So holiday makers
Holiday makers are
back.
coming. Yeah.
Are back, yes.
So, do you think, do you think children coming home from boarding school outnumber those who have been in day?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I think so, yeah. As per previous video, I think the trend is tending towards boarding, yeah. And I think because boarding now cuts across all the way from the early years to university, because you have halls and hostels, the bigger number is now in boarding.
Away.
And of course, unlike the past where boarding was for mostly high school, that increases the number, and definitely, yeah.
Increases the excitement. And are you ready for that traffic? Anyway.
Yes.
The number of
going
kids
home
coming
season,
from.
definitely. Traffic everywhere.
Yeah.
And I guess people are ready.
Already. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. We are excited, as who don't have school-going children yet. Very excited for the long holiday, and excited on behalf of the children, all remembering our excitement of Chiromo. But are the parents excited?
I think
what
it's
has
mixed
been
feelings. I think it's
your
mixed feelings.
reactions?
As maybe going from the previous years, if you look back at the time spent during COVID, there was...
That was a never-ending holiday.
That never-ending holiday. Again, mixed feelings. There was a point in time when, of course, there was learning. So parents were posting on social media, I wonder how teachers do it. How do you handle? Because they come back with
I'm teaching my child cup. Yes. And when I ask them, color black, I don't know, like, where?
There is that clip of a mother teaching, and she's shouting at the child, number 5. Then the father comes in. She says, no, you don't have to shout at the child.
And the answer is 5.
Then tells the child, the answer is 5. 2 plus 3 is what? 10. The answer is 5. 2 plus 3 is
7.
15. You just lost it.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of gave the parents an understanding of what the teachers go through. But at some point again, there was a bit of buzz saying, but when are they going back to school? Yeah, because they had become a handful. So I think it's mixed feelings. Of course, if you have older children, and maybe you have a business, yeah, you know that I'm getting manpower, yeah, I'm getting a group of people who are going to help me here and there, who I can send. Maybe you have some in HSC, they can drive,
actually do,
they can
run
actually
some errands.
do some errands. I think the trouble comes in for the younger ones who are very bubbly, very jumpy, but then again, not very, you can't say that you're going to put them to work. So now you just have to find a way to keep them busy.
As if laborers in the
Yes.
field.
Yeah, you have to find a way to keep them busy, which of course can also be done for them at their age group. But not everyone has maybe the resources to accommodate the children.
I actually think that's a new worry. Keeping the child busy, boredom is such a problem.
It's a problem, yes.
Yet, really,
I think
studies now show that allowing a child to get bored actually increases their ability to create, to invent, to think up ways to be active and busy, and which is a good thing.
Yes.
But now we are wondering, how are we going to organize them to fit in our schedule and our timelines and our mold? And
I think, yes, fit in a mold. Because again, you might think, because you're thinking in regards to entertaining them in a specific way, you're thinking, this one needs a phone maybe, or they need a tab, that educational tab, they need internet, I need to pay for DSTV, I then need to I have to take them for maybe soccer club or something. I have to take them for swimming. Yet, if you look back at the years before the 2000s, playing was up to you. You just decide that what are you going to play with? Stones.
Wonderful.
Today we are playing with stones. Today we are cooking grass. Yeah,
and testing
it.
The only expectation was that you come home at a certain time, certain chores must be done, and you had better bathe.
Yes.
Now, whether the grass itches you or not, that's up to you. But play, actually have a blast.
I watched a clip this morning. I'm African-American stand-up comedian, and he said, black people, you must be back by, and the whole crowd of African-Americans said, before the street lights turn on, because that was the rule. Yeah, you go out and do your thing.
Before the sun disappears
But before
completely.
the sun disappears and the lights of the street come on, you should be in the house.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that's the difference.
That's why the reactions are a bit dimmed and maybe a bit worried.
Worrying, yes. There's something, again, you said about boredom and how it creates an environment for the child to think, yeah, and to create. I think parents shouldn't be worried about that boredom. Of course, in the right confines, especially if you have a safe space, don't give your children anything. Just let them be. Yeah. I have 2 sons, and at some point we decided no TV. So when they come back home, they play with the pillows of the sitting room. Yeah, they throw them around, they jump on them, they make houses, they make bridges, they make streets, they do whatever it is. They make cars, they drag each other. So it's made me realize that I don't have to worry so much about them because they can create their own fun. So as parents, we shouldn't worry so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
about keeping them
Keeping
entertained.
them entertained, yes.
And that internet package, and that phone, and the tablet, and now Bluey. Anyways, so there's that. There's are they going to be entertained? Will they be busy? How will I keep them from doing wrong? How do I keep them, just within the right boundaries? There's that worry. But there are also other feelings, other reasons why we are not so ready. Yeah? They are there. How do we deal with that? I have been buying a loaf of bread for 5 days.
Hey.
Now
the
my teenagers are coming, and
of course,
bread is going to last a day.
Another thing that has changed is the economy. Yeah, the economy has changed drastically. Something that you used to get maybe at a certain price is now double. So there is the concern of finances. And given the disparity that is happening, you think about your children and you're like, will I handle? Yeah.
Meanwhile, let me just cut you short.
Yes.
Will you handle? Because remember, January is like 3 months, but also it's 3 months, but somehow the school fees term starts immediately.
Yes, right after you've spent all the January salary.
Yes.
Yes.
You've been looking for the money now. School fees, they have to go back.
It's indeed. It is really a challenge. I think as parents, we have the responsibility of teaching our children to live within their means. Yeah, that as the children come back, they need to understand that this is where we are at as a family. If maybe the previous holiday we could afford bread every day, this time around maybe things are a bit tight. Yeah, we are going to eat a cassava or some pancakes, or and maybe that kind of reduces the weight of that you have as a parent. If your children understand, of course, the challenge comes in if they don't. They are demanding, "Mommy, I want to go for swimming." That is every Saturday. "I want to go for the other thing. I want to do the other thing." Which brings me to the idea that we should also allow our children to miss out.
You can say no.
Yes, you can say no. You can say that
bad
no.
word.
Yeah, it's not bad to say no. You can't say yes all the time. Yeah, because the saying yes all the time comes back to you, and then you get more stressed. You get more. So we should be in a position to say that no.
This holiday,
there is no DSTV. Yeah. Or this holiday, this is what we are going to
do.
So it calls for communication with our children. Something that was rare in our days,
But we can do better.
Yeah, but we can do better as the new generation to bridge that gap between what the parent is feeling and what the child is feeling, so that each one of you understands each other, and that it causes for harmony.
Yeah. On that point, I've actually been thinking about the fact that children go to boarding school and they are literally training how to manage resources, how to live within their means, what you have packed for them, how to make sure that Grab goes up to said date or VD, how to make sure that money goes up to said date. Yeah. And then they're doing well. Yeah. They're all coming back home. Yeah. Having managed, yes. Or at least having learned something new.
Of G-nuts.
Yeah.
For the whole time, yes.
If they can do it in school, they can definitely do it at home. Home is an opportunity for them to display.
What they have learned, yes.
Find skills. So we can definitely teach them to live within the means, but also teach them the value of saving, of using things wisely, of avoiding wastage, you know, so that you're not stressed as a parent on something you can teach.
That you can teach.
Yeah, something you can help solve.
So basically, the parent should know that they are in control.
Yes, I've
They are
actually.
in control.
I
Not the
say this a lot. You're the parent. Make some decisions and stand by them, you know.
Yeah.
Children are children. They're your children. They will
They
they'll
can
follow.
adjust.
They will learn. They'll adjust. Meanwhile, children are very easy, adjustable. You know. So this is where we are going. Okay, let's do this. As long as we are standing by our word.
Yes.
You know,
And
not
there's
saying one thing
consistency,
and doing another thing. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it should be okay.
Should be okay.
Thinking about
Children are coming home. I think it's been 9 months away. Is it 2 months?
2 months,
December
Basically
and
2
January
months,
with their parents. This is the time to say, this is the kind of child I want.
that I want.
How do I fine tune what teacher has done? Yeah, they're doing wonderfully. But how do I get them to that place where
I am proud.
yes, and I have a key involvement in my child's
in my
life. You know
child's
that I'm
development,
actually,
yes.
I can say, look at
Yes,
my boy.
you look at your boy
That's
and
a
you know
little
that,
bit of me.
Yes, that is me.
You know,
They are
you don't look there and be
portraying
like, about that. Anyway, you
like
know
where
that.
could they have learned that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True,
So it's
true,
a good
true.
time.
Yeah, it
You
is.
should
it is.
embrace
It's a
it.
very good opportunity. A very good opportunity.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, having the opportunity to raise the children, to nurture them and to direct them in the right direction. Of course, they have been in school.
Yes.
9 months. Now, unfortunately, for most, not all of them, they're going to probably go into a gate somewhere.
In the apartments.
Or an apartment.
Or in an estate.
Yes, an estate that is still individualized by different homes.
Different
How are these lessons going to be transferred into the world if maybe for most of their time they are not in the world?
They're at school.
They're at school.
In
then
the
they're
gates of the school, and then they come home and
they have no practice.
and look and what do you want them to practice?
Practice social, the social skills that they should learn.
Yeah. I think it was my sister-in-law who mentioned the fact that in the area they live in, she has never seen their children. Like, do they exist? Do they stay in school? Where do they play from? Like, what happened to those things of soccer? You know your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor, and you grow up together.
Yes.
And I just thought about it, like, truly, children come home, in the gate.
In the gate.
Even when it's not that their parents have said, stay here, rules and regulations, even when they're at home, they're in their phones or on the TV, not actually
living,
not experiencing the world as it is. They are experiencing it through the phone. As someone would say that they are living. There's gives you a bit of an idea of what the world is like, but not the full picture. You only have, what dimensions are these?
6 inches.
Yes, of screen to see the world. Yet God has given it to you, plain sight. And it just got me thinking, how do we help the children? Do we actually understand that being able to go outside and play, being able to interact with neighbors, or being able to visit cousins?
Nowadays, the problem is outside is dangerous. You think about all the things that are happening. Like,
the world is unsafe.
But
like you said, we are preparing the children for this
for the unsafe world.
Yes, for this world. Now, if you're going to protect them all the days of their lives, when they go into the world, it's going to eat them.
Just eat them.
Because they won't even be expecting it. They won't see it coming. So the world is not safe, truly. So I think that just begs for caution. So how do we encourage the children, teach the children to embrace the world that they're in, live, but also be careful.
To know their values. So I
to know
think
values.
Also, the children, if you come from home having a certain set of values that have been imprinted in you by your parents. This unsafe world, yes, can influence you, but if you're grounded and you're truly grounded,
the Bible actually says,
yes, you
teach
can.
a child the way they should go, and when they grow up, they won't depart from it. So if we have been doing, I think if we've been doing our part to that greater extent, of course, there are those out of this world situations where you have tried, but man. But if we do our part and prepare them well enough, they are going to have to go out into the world eventually.
I think it was a movie that I watched where that group of people stayed on the water. And when a child was born, I think at a certain point, they would throw them in the water.
That's what they learn.
And leave them there for some, maybe a minute or so. If the child dies, oh, baby. But if then that means they were not cut out. But if the child...
Natural selection.
Yes, if the child survives for a certain period of time, they will survive.
Life.
Yes, they will survive because the area is water.
You're not going to be saying, whoops, don't step there.
Yeah, you can never really ever protect them again against the water. Fully. So I think basically what that is teaching us is that we need to take the risk of putting your child out there with equipping them to go out there and trusting and that they will use those values that you've imparted in them to survive.
And meanwhile, by going out there, I assume you mean
of course.
Go to the shop, buy
yes.
eggs. Go to the cobbler, fix that shoe. Pass by the photo guy, take that passport photograph.
Yes.
Meanwhile, this is a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, but you know cars are dangerous.
Yes.
They are, but
they can't.
You know, we walk on the road every day. And if they don't actually understand how to do it now, it becomes
a bit difficult.
To expect them to do it by magic later.
But also, I think another thing that we should look into as communities is creating safe spaces. Yeah, where we know that maybe as an estate, this is our communal space. This is where the children come to play and they interact. Your sister-in-law grew up in such a community. It was, call it a gated, people from different spaces, but everyone would interact, to a certain degree. And it creates bonds that last forever. Because these children that your children are able to interact with become their network.
Their future friends.
Even more than those in school. Yeah, even more than those in school. Yes, the school bond is there because one would argue that, but you have friends at school. But these people that you grow up with, truly become your gangos for life.
Your buddies.
Yes.
You said that, and I just thought about the fact that the community creates a safe space, The challenge, is that the community has changed. In the sense that, why are you talking to my child like that? Parent X.
Community parenting.
Yes. Why are you telling my child that you are going to ask them to sit out of the game if they continue fighting? Well, my child is a ninja man. Anyway, I don't know. There's that. How do we...
The various values and characters of the parents and children then limit the community-ness.
You'd be like, but anyway, when we go outside
child X
is going to cry. But they don't want to share. But now I can't tell them to share. It's not by force.
It's not, as a parent, I can't enforce it on them because if I talk to them, their parent will get angry at me.
Yes.
And then you'll be like, how dare you?
If I don't tell them to share, my child is going to wonder why I have double standards. Or maybe not share, to speak well or not to use bad words, not to fight. If I can't address an issue I am seeing, and my child is seeing, then they'll be like, come here, other people have it easy.
They have the opportunity to fight. And
mommy has double standards and I can do this outside Then when I go home, I'll be
I
safe.
can-
I'll behave. When I'm outside, I'm safe to do what I want. Yeah, so there's that issue.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So then how do we then
Yeah, just
bridge
know.
that gap?
Growing up, my mom had the eye. She would look at you like this. It's a universal mother's eye.
I think it's a universal thing, yeah.
I have seen it on Instagram from people who
From,
live far from Africa.
From Asians, from Europeans, some of them,
Yes, it's a
African
universal
Americans, you know.
mother's eye.
The mother's eye, she looks at you like this.
And you stop misbehaving. And you know that you shall answer for that action at home.
Yes, I think there was a time we had done something wrong. And our mom came for us where we were. And she was happy and
Smiling.
bubbly and...
Oh, like we have survived.
You're like, hey, come back, it is okay. Okay, we have survived. Then like, yeah, let's go home. We said bye very well to our friends. When we got back, the face changed from a smile to the look. And we're like, but you have just been smiling with those people. We thought we had survived. So yes, I think
there should be boundaries. Your children, no? Even if we see them stealing at home.
Not steal.
Stealing is forbidden. Even if we are fighting, even if we are maybe trespassing, going to a place we're not supposed to actually be in, it can never be me. Me, I know that somewhere where I spend the night, I will be answerable for my actions. So I think it's something you said in the previous show about, did you say it? About uniformity, that do we steal because we don't have the same thing?
Yes.
I think it's the same thing. Do we change our standards because to fit what we found, or do we hold on to what we've been taught? Are we actually, are these values being stamped and signed into the children's hearts so that
they remain and they
remain
concrete.
that person? Because when they can do that, then you can trust that they will go to, I don't know, Southeast Asia for school, and you're not stressed about what are they doing now. I need to check up on them. I need to see, you can trust that if you send them to town to do X, Y, Z, they will do X, Y, Z, and if there is a plan B, they will call and inform you. They won't just so
accountability.
Yes, accountability.
So children should be accountable. They should know that they are accountable to their parents, and that then guides them in what they should do,
what they can do,
and what they can and cannot do.
Yeah.
The idea of protecting them, because we are keeping them in this space, because we want them to be a certain way. They shouldn't mix with other people because those other people will teach them. Bad advice says.
Chicken. When chicken are...
Yes. When someone falls sick.
And what? They put you the other side, Mr. Egg Eater, and you leave your friends alone. Anyway, continue.
Are we actually protecting them, or it is just there? It is a facade. Yeah, it's actually not actual protection. Are we empowering them to actually be protected? For instance, if I know as a parent, my child has to do X and X and this and that, have I taught them, or I just know it? And I know it, so I fear it, and I just protect them from it,
Like, if they cross the road anyhow, they'll get knocked.
Yes.
So, but have you taught them how to cross the road?
Because
or you are just preventing them from crossing the road, ever having to actually cross the road? I like that question. I truly think it's an idea. Okay, a good idea, a good thing, because I have actually experienced children who, I don't know, who can go home with a stranger. They're not little children, but they can go home with a stranger. Their parents definitely are against it. No, it's not good. It's not safe. But the children have not been, it's not a reality in their lives. It's just something they have been protected from because the parents have set boundaries and guidelines that
For the
ensure
maid, for
that a
the maid.
stranger never interacts with. From the what?
From the maid. They tell the maid.
Yes, that a stranger never interacts with their child to give them any ideas. Then in the event that
A stranger does.
X, or even, someone who is not meant
Not really
to
a
pick you up.
stranger.
Maybe not a stranger, but they're not maybe meant to pick you up. They are not meant to take you anywhere. But if that person comes and says, Mommy has told me that you put on shoes very quickly and we go to where? Guardian City? I don't know. Acacia Avenue.
Take you to her workplace.
We go to her workplace. They will go.
They will go.
Yeah, because it's a conversation that has been had here in the mind of the parent, but has not actually been, the child hasn't been empowered to deal with such a situation if it came. But also, there is the assumption that if we are in gated communities, we are inside, there's an askari, the auntie of the home is there, or the nanny, or the help. Yeah, now you can just use your phone and...
But also, just before you continue to the phone, the idea of stranger, I think stranger danger should be spelt out for the children.
Who is a stranger?
Who is a stranger? Because, like you've rightly said, I could be an uncle. Yeah, I could be an uncle. The child knows me.
World.
Yeah, but the parent knows that me, I'm a bad uncle. Yeah. But maybe doesn't want to tarnish my name in the eyes of the child. Doesn't know how to tell them that, you know what, if Uncle so and so comes,
don't go.
Be careful, or don't go, or don't, So in the event that Uncle comes and says, hey, go to Gende, I'm taking you for ice cream, the child will have no idea. They will go. So then how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Because again, there's also...
There should be those set, like you said, boundaries, that if you're going to go somewhere, I will have told you, for example. Yeah, if there was a plan for you to go for ice cream, that person should have. Does Mommy know? Let's call and ask her.
There should be
certain procedures,
yes.
That before I leave, this is how it works. Before the border guy who always comes home, drops things, says that they're calling me at, in town, they're calling me at Mom's workplace.
Yeah.
That person, yes, brings things, but there should be an avenue for a child to communicate with maybe a parent.
Someone of higher authority. First tell auntie to get at home, be like, hey, when you want to take me, then auntie's like, when? Since when?
Yeah, who said when? That's something we actually, I think, also do in schools. That's why there's a visitor's pass, an ID, parent's number, a father's number, who is supposed to pick up the child, who is that border guy. There's a whole process, of protection done at school. I think there should be equal measure. At home, yes. I was going to say something about being home, and then you have access to your phone, and for some reason parents think you're safe. Yeah, there's it's not as safe. Like we said, there's a whole world in these 6 inches.
Devices, yes.
Yeah, and it can be a very unsafe, unkind world that also needs protection against. So don't just stop at, what is it called? Sekanyola? I don't know. The barbed wire and the electric, I don't know what,
and the
fence
and the dogs, you have German Shepherds.
Yes. What are your children doing on their phone? Who are they talking to? Who has access to their lives and their content and their, just generally, everything, information? Yeah, there are things like cyberbullying.
The teenagers, do they like checking their phones? Can they allow?
They can't allow. But I think it comes back to instill. Yeah, talk to your children. Are they protected? children these days are told you are worthless, you don't matter, look at you, the picture you posted is fake, and their world comes crumbling down.
Yes.
What are we doing to safeguard them in that regard? Are we actually protecting? Because that's a whole level of protection. That they're armored and ready to face the world as it comes.
Whatever it is you throw at them is like, psh,
yeah.
Me, I know who I
Yes,
am. I know who I am.
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's full protection. The heart.
True, the
yes,
heart.
You can protect everything else. And my heart is shattered and crushed, and I jump off
and
a
your
building.
Spirit, yes. And your spirit is crushed because of... but do you think that maybe there is too much value awarded to
comments
phones,
and content?
Comments
and I think
that
that's just the world.
That they affect us so much, all the children and their emotions, and my picture didn't get as many likes as so-and-so's,
It's a tough world.
Double tapping, all those things.
It's a tough world.
It is.
I think it's the world that is now.
Is now, yes.
We best
interact
with it as it is, and actually prepare the children to stand in it. For us, we may not understand. I can probably never understand how someone tells me you look funny from a million miles away, and I am offended for the rest of my life. Yeah. But it actually affects children now, even adults, but now how much more the children. So how do we then safeguard them fully?
I think also...
And prepare them that the world is like that.
There is the debate, of course, of at what point do you give your child a phone? Like at what age are they liable to then have that gadget in their hands? And to what degree are they allowed to use it? Because yes, I might give you a phone, but I give you a cabinet. And all you can do is make phone calls. Yeah, it's just the essence. It's just for communication. But that smartphone, I have access to internet. I can go to YouTube. I can do whatever it is. At what point should parents then say that this is the time?
The time. That's a tricky, tough question. I think it's been debated on so many platforms all around the world because this thing is sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Access, knowledge, everything is at your fingertips, as an adult or as a child. There has to be wisdom.
You execute with caution.
With caution. And I think that this is a whole topic in itself.
Yes.
We're going to jump into it.
We will.
At some point and just debunk, question.
Because I was asking, because for me when I was getting my phone, I got it at campus.
Yeah.
Which
year was this one?
When I was when I was joining campus, that's when I got my phone. Then I have my sibling who got it in, I think.
P-word.
That's one. Would be something. I don't know, And I think that
times are changing.
The times have changed in that regard. So yeah.
So that's why this platform anyway, so that we can share, get each other talking. At what age do you think it's best? What kind of rules and regulations should be in place to ensure that the tool that you have given your child is not the source of problems. That you've protected them so well and brought the problem
right at their fingertips.
Yes, at their fingertips. Yeah, so we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have talked about town. Yeah. But there is a child who comes from school, teenage.
Quick. In fact, you don't even pass. You just go with your belongings.
You just bounce go at home and then you continue. You continue.
To the village.
Do we still do that? Do you just have parents who go to... children who go to the village?
Straight to the village, yeah. And I don't know. It's again...
yeah, it has good and bad. Yes.
As a child or as a parent, parenting is more than just paying fees. Yeah, it actually includes interacting with your child, knowing your child. I don't know. Maybe there's some extra special superpower that will enable parent X to know their child who has been in school the past 9 months, with a 2-week break in between.
Yeah.
In that 2-week break, you're figuring out.
They know their temperament. They know how they react to certain things. Yes. They know this one likes eating.
Yeah, that you have not seen them almost really for 9 months.
Yeah.
And then they come and straight up off to the village. And then that cycle continues. And then at age, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, 19, now you want to get to know
them.
A stranger. I don't know that there is any way to do it apart from actually
being present
and knowing your child. So that's the sour part.
Yeah.
Straight off
to the village.
Yes. Yeah. The sweet part is village is fun, you guy. I know somebody. For them, that is their highlight of childhood. You know that for them, they remember getting into a taxi. Cousins, sisters, brothers, everybody having a blast. You play until the hens come home. You go and tend to the cows. You dig. You eat raw cassava. You plant sweet potatoes. Like you actually eat raw mangoes. Climb the tree. Generally, play soccer.
I remember for me the village experience was having a butida.
But
I always see that. And which year am I from? I'm not that old.
What is butida?
Butida, catapult.
Okay, thank you.
But yes,
and what were you shooting? Mangoes? Over?
Chasing birds. Yeah, so you shoot shoot some mangoes.
Just be having target.
Yes.
Wow.
But unfortunately, I played with someone else's. And the time when I was supposed to get mine, we came back to school. So I never actually really owned one.
Owned your own.
But yes, there are
sweet memories.
Yeah. From
sweet memories, right from culture, language, experiences. There are children today who I can confirm don't know where food comes from. Apart from that, it comes out of a fridge.
The fridge or the supermarket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or when we go to the supermarket, yes, everything is there. Vegetables, but okay, what. But to actually see the plant, because also our estates need to be beautiful.
Yes.
We can't just be having
cows. Gardens and cows and farms.
Visiting us. Yeah.
I think in some spaces they might complain that Agundi has chickens. They are not good for all of us.
Yeah.
But
mosquitoes. Anyway, so I that's the dance. So how do we balance? Like anything else, salt is good. Too much salt, terrible food.
Yeah.
So village is good. Too much village obviously sacrifices some time from the parent. No, your child. They're not. You don't have so much time. This is something I remind myself that now, at the age they are at, they cry to be carried. At some point, I am going to want to hug this son of mine, and he'll be like,
"Mommy, please."
That's not so cool, and I'm now stressed. Yet there could have been an opportunity to build a relationship that allows for that relationship to grow and actually morph and develop and remain strong, even with the changing ages.
Yeah, the changing ages, yes.
So,
true.
Village.
The children are not...
Village is kawa, but also no. If it is for every time, all the time, the parent is just working.
All right.
This, I beg to just say that there's a situation where you have no choice. We are not saying that woe unto you and punishment is upon you. No. Just if it's possible.
If it is possible.
There should be a way to create a balance where the child has, because you're the only parent. Yeah, you are the parent. Everyone else comes as a secondary parent, adding on to what you do. But as a primary parent, you do the primary role. Yes, that's your child. Yeah.
I think were at a certain gathering together where the group that was speaking to us had interacted with a couple of children. And they had brought to us, the parents, the woos
The feedback.
of the feedback from the children. And one of them was that, I just want 5 minutes with daddy. Yeah, I just want a few minutes with mommy.
They're so busy.
Mommy is always busy. And
They're busy.
we
Looking for
are
money.
Looking for money,
So that
yes.
you can go back to school next term. And okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And so you how do you find a balance? You have to try.
You have to try. Yeah, because the children need us.
Yes,
They
a
need us
little,
as
a
parents.
little every day, a little every day.
Yes.
And I think what I learned from a parent I really appreciate is to make the most of significant moments. I know a parent who has been dropping and picking their child up every day for the time period they've been doing their final exams. They can't do that every day. They've not done that for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
But for this moment, it's life-changing. It's such a big deal. I'm doing my final exams. And I'm in a day school.
Yeah.
So every day, that parent has sacrificed the morning and the evening just to
show them that
remind
they're
them
there,
that
to
it
remind them,
matters.
yes,
This whole
that you
thing
matter.
matters. And I care about it. And I want to understand and know that you're well. So we can find little moments. It can't be all the time. It may not be all the time. Yeah. And if you maybe say a stay-home mom, stay-home dad, more power to you.
Yeah.
Keep doing.
That stuff is not easy.
Yeah. You see, it's a job in itself.
It's a job in itself, yeah.
And well done. Yeah.
Now, when we go to the village, it's usually around, now, there are those who go straight, yeah? But there are those who go during Christmas time, yeah? Christmas time, I know there will be a buzz of its village time. Get to do Christmas, traffic everywhere.
Anyway.
Now, there is this thing of we go and your child starts being examined. As like, what's your name?
Question.
What's your
name
name?
of your teacher?
What's the name of your teacher?
Which school do you go
Count
to?
for us.
This is your 3-year-old.
I think that has also created a bit of pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, that I think going back to even choice of schools, you get individuals choosing schools because...
What will I tell my people?
Yes.
That what's that school? They don't even know. Yeah.
Yes, that is. So I think as parents, we need to be strong, in our choices. That no, this is where you're going to go to school, or this is where you are at your level of education, and instill that in our children, so they're not downcast by all those questions and all those comparisons that come with
going
to the village and meeting the in-laws and the relatives.
Yes, the pressure can be real. There can be questions like, the whole year, what have you been doing? Or now we are 6 siblings, 6 relatives, all in S4. You know, how do we deal with the fact that for me I found the papers hard, for you they were easy peasy, and like you said, prepare them. Yeah. And be prepared. And then as people, as relatives, we are the other side looking in. Let's just do better. Yeah. Yeah. We have said
you can't even read this word. So many. Yeah.
Let us be patient, kind. Children, like we said in the first episode, are different, evolving differently, growing differently, and yet they are all jars of clay with treasure. Yeah. If it is well handled, the treasure will definitely spring forth.
I think that comparison also goes just even to neighbors. Yeah. That your child has come back from school this holiday, and they've brought their report card, and they have maybe aggregate 9. Yeah. If you're doing aggregates. And then the neighbor has 4.
22. Anyway.
Yeah? And you're there very agitated, very downcast that your child has performed a certain way and neighbor's child has performed a certain way, or neighbor's child can do this and for mine you can't do this. It's you said something, it dampens dampens the light of the child.
Yes, dims it.
It dims
they're
it.
always the ones who can't. Yes, I think, okay, schools teach.
Teach,
Do
yes.
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Put in the effort. Parents, you can't be the one who is saying your child is not able. Can't, they failed, they're what? We're supposed to be there like number 1 cheerleaders and making sure that they know that they can. There's something about the mind that every time I tell you can't do something,
the subconscious is reinforced as I can't.
It erases any possibility to do that thing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so the parents...
So comparison, I think, yes.
The parents should be... Comparison is good, yeah.
To see,
to
but
assess.
again, don't...
But you shouldn't
bash your child.
Bash your child for not achieving as someone else has done, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's chores, there's work, there's housework, there's things like dishes, mopping. I know someone, for them the reverse is true. When they used to go home for holiday, in the Christmas season, all the helps would go on holiday.
On holiday.
Everyone. And then you take care of
the
responsibilities. Now, everybody has a part to play.
Yeah.
Like Nora is cooking.
Is a roaster.
Yes. Hamza is doing the dishes.
I'll wash the dishes.
Someone is mopping. Someone is sweeping the compound. And at the end of the day, those things need to be done. And everyone needs to do. If we don't eat, it was Nora's fault, And maybe those chores rotate at the end of that week, something like that. Do we still do those things? Are they still necessary?
Well,
or about you're working hard for children to have peace
life.
And
yes, and just to play.
You suffered.
Who made Junior mop?
And the buju.
Hey, who made the buju? Clean, wash the dishes. I think it is important for children to learn to get active in the areas of looking after the home, because what it teaches them is that if something needs to be done, I can do it, and I should be able to do it. Yeah? It helps them to take charge of their lives and their surroundings, not to look back and have that mindset of someone else, someone so and so will do it. There is a classic picture of "That is not my job," of an individual who was painting a line, a road marking. Yeah, he was painting the road marking, and there was a branch, and he went around it and continued saying that is not my job. Whoever was supposed to pick that stick didn't pick it, so that is not my job. So taking responsibility and knowing that my surrounding is my responsibility.
Yeah. And like we said, we're preparing the children for the world.
Yes.
So just imagine that you're not there. Will your child be able to go and live with so and so and actually add value, blend in,
space, yes.
be acceptable to society. Yeah. And then, in the event they never have to do those things, yay, but let them be able to do them. Yeah. I think before we leave, our time is running out.
Yeah.
2 things that you think parents can do to prepare for the holiday.
To prepare for the holiday?
Yes, or to accommodate their children this holiday. I hate this word accommodate, as if some strangers coming from where? To receive, yes.
To receive their children, yes.
2 things.
I think prepare themselves mentally. Have the mindset of, okay, my children are coming back. How is that dynamic going to change? What do I need to do as a parent?
Do I take leave?
Yeah, do I
Spend
take
some
leave?
Time?
Do I something. what needs to give for me to be there for my children. Maybe give more of my time, or maybe more of
Work from home.
Work from home. The times have changed. Yes. Yeah. Work from home, or if it is like in regards to chores, I'm setting the boundaries in this regard. That
Making some timetable.
That when you come home, this is what you're going to do. I expect this. Have some expectations of their children. But also, I think they should be. They should have a plan. Yeah, it shouldn't come as a surprise. No, what are you going to do? In all aspects, finances, activities, if you have activities for your children, and all that. Just be prepared.
All right.
And for you?
So, for me, two things. One or two. Let me have five. Why are you limiting me? Yeah. My many answers. Anyway, to prepare for the holiday, I think one is to pray about it. I think parenting, all is said and done. When all is said and done, you can't rely only on what you can do as an individual. Pray about it. Because you can be overwhelmed, work, life, and you miss the opportunity to impact your children. So ask God to help you see and focus on what needs to be focused on, and do what needs to be done, and actually see and not miss the moment. Secondly, you said plan, prepare activities, etc., but also make arrangements with those people who are concerned in, or who are going to participate in looking after your children throughout the holiday, so that you have an organized arrangement. Maybe we know from this day to this day we'll be at home. They will be with person X. Person X is a safe person, or place X is a safe place for them to go when they get there, so that they're not just loitering, figuring out what it looks like. I don't know, endangering themselves in
plan for
in
them
not knowing what to do.
I think what has stood out for me mostly is, may God give us the eyes to see the children and to see those points that as parents we can have a positive impact on them, and in this nurturing journey, and to see to it that we get the best out of them. Yes.
Thank you for sharing this time with me. Thank you for sharing this time with us here at School of Thought. Let's do this again next time.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.